Here are some numbers to think about. 440 from 2017 to 2003. 440 young men died, was killed, to be clear, gun violence. That's an interesting number. Here is another number to think about. 88. St. Lucia Times published a piece recently. Well, it was 2022, December 7, noting that 88 young men currently on remand at Bodley Correctional Facility for causing death. There are some more numbers to think about. Between 15 and 35 age group on remand is a whopping 232 in a prison population of 541. 95% of whom are males. We have even more, again, numbers to think about. In the United States, it is found that boys' academic performance is falling behind girls across multiple dimensions. The popular press, educators, and policymakers have posed that the U.S. educational system is in the midst of a boy crisis. According to the National Assessment of Educational Progress, NAEP report, boys' performance in reading is significantly worse than girls in grades 4, 8, and 12. In traditional boys-dominated subjects such as maths and science, boys' performance has also been on the downward trend. 55% of girls at secondary school get A or B grades, compared with 41% of boys. 28% of girls go to university A or A+, compared with 21% of men. So, my question when I read this, I'm a teacher at all boys school, which when I look deeper into the situation, I try to make myself available to try to help solve the problem, because really truly we are experiencing a boy crisis, and that's what I was trying to express in my book, my 2 books that I published, The Giant Magical Pants and Purpose Driven, The Meaning of Life is Found in the Purpose Today. And one of them has a philosophical based on how our psychology, how the way we think in some senses was causing the problem. But then I had to express that same idea in a children's book, and it's published Giant Magical Pants. So that idea in the Giant Magical Pants is attributed to a lot of the problems and numbers that I articulated earlier on, had to do with the fatherlessness of males. And here I read this book. You see this book, The Boy Crisis. This book is that's partly some of the not the data, but being able to perceive and see the problem by reading this book by PhD Dr. Warren Farrell. He published this book, very interesting. And in this book, he said, social achievements. A study of boys from similar backgrounds revealed that by the third grade, the boys whose fathers were present score higher on every achievement test and receive higher grades. School dropouts. The more years children spend with no or minimal father involvement, the fewer years of school they complete. 71% of high school dropouts have minimal or no father involvement. That deprived children are also more likely to skip school or be kicked out. Employment. While boys from two-parent homes are more likely than their sisters to be employed as young adults, boys who are that deprived are more likely than their sisters to be unemployed. Drugs. Father involvement is at least 5 times more important in preventing drug use and closeness to parents, parental rules, parent trust or strictness, and is a stronger determining factor than the child's gender, ethnicity, or social class. Again, violent crimes. Every 1% increase in fatherlessness in a neighborhood predicts a 3% increase in adolescent violence. And there is so much more information. If anybody wants to read this book, I can always order this book for you, because we need to address the boy crisis that we're facing. But that's just in one book by Warren for a PhD. I also read, it's good to do a cross analysis of authors. You never know if the author has a bias bent. But I also read Dr. Miles Monroe called The Father Principle, The Fatherhood Principle by Dr. Miles Monroe. And he said, children in father-absent homes are 5 times more likely to be born. Infant mortality rates are 1.8 times more for infants of unmarried parents than for married parents. Youths in father-absent households still had significantly higher odds of incarceration than those in mother-father families. Youths are at risk of first substance use without a highly involved father. Being raised by a single mother raises the risk of teen pregnancy. That's what it is. Fatherlessness children are twice as likely to drop out of school, as we read from Farrell. So these guys are not basically speaking about what they feel or what they think. These guys are watching the data. They are looking at it. They study human development. They study what makes a civilization flourish. They study what makes a civilization competent. They study what makes economic structures to be flourishing. What makes GDP better, and they come up with those conclusions. Compared to living with both parents, living in a single parent home doubles the risk that the child will suffer physically, emotionally, or educational neglect. As I read earlier, that's from Miles Monroe. Let's do a quick analysis of the problem. All right. From another author, Rick Johnson, Better Dads, Stronger Sons. Better Dads, Stronger Sons. He said, when fathers neglect this duty or are absent from the homes, families are attacked by predators. Young men, such as gunmen, who are raised without the influence of older men, often become wolves themselves. Predators prey on women and children for their own self-gratification. Families are like flocks of sheep, children like lambs, are naive and simple in their understanding of the world. Fathers are like sheepdogs, guarding the flock from wolves. So basically, when the problem is a very deep problem, and when we talk about having a father, reading from what I read in these books, they are not talking about a male being present. There's a difference between being a male and being a man in some sense, and there's a difference between being a man and a father. A father is a consciousness. It's the ability to know how to care, to raise, to protect. It's a consciousness. It's not a biological truth. So the absence of the consciousness of the father in our society is destroying our males. It's causing a crisis. And anyone who's interested in solving the problem, I think we can look at this problem particularly on a policy level and put our feet on the ground and to see how we can help solve this problem. That's what I'm trying to highlight. That's why I will translate to an all-boys school to see how I can impact, I can help solve this problem that we are wrestling with. This is just a quick diagnosis of what I see as my thinking on the ground. I'm looking to embark on the journey to be able to put information out there, to put content out there, to help develop the consciousness of the father, so to speak, to see how we can reduce some of the problems that we are facing as a society and civilization. Look out for my lecture on the boy crisis.